was a stand-up comedian for 10 years, had been sort of secretly had a passion for screenwriting the entire time, and sort of came to the end of the road of doing stand-up because I was having panic attacks on stage and just felt like I couldn't perform any longer. And I would try to talk about my anxiety on stage, about my own personal experience with my anxiety, which was tied up with being on stage, presenting myself, having an audience, performing. And then the only people that seemed to really understand it were like 14-year-old girls that would come up to me after the show and go like, because I assumed that only like 27-year-old male comedians would understand what I was going through. But the men my age didn't understand it, but the young women would come up to me and say, that's exactly how I live. And I was going, what are you talking about? And I realized that the sort of specific pressures that made me anxious, which were tied to sort of performance and how I was seen, had been sort of democratized and given to an entire generation. So I sort of felt like, okay, we've told our story with my circumstance. Now let's tell our story with your circumstance. So truthfully, it was autobiographical, but it took a connection with people like Kayla to show me just how similar I was to them. It was people like Kayla seeing themselves in me before I sort of saw myself in her.